Ah, to succeed, you gotta do your best. But to win, you gotta be the best. Go, give me the goal. I want the goal. The goal is to be in first place.
What up? It's me, Prez, back at you with another Real Ninja Reacts. I got a video here today, and it's called The Black Japanese Slave Who Became a Samurai Legend. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? If you don't know about me, I am a professional fighter. I think I'm an actual ninja sometimes. So that's the name of the video we're watching today. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff that us content creators ask you to do that you never do. You know, so you can't twist your arm, you know, just watch our content and just go about your day. I get it, whatever. But I guess I'll take your view since you don't want to show me how much you love me. But you see this this little scroll, it's over that way now. It's coming back around now. If you see that Cash App right there and you don't want to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, it's because you want to send me some money. You want to show me some type of support. So send me $2. That's all I ask. Okay? Because they take money out of it. So you really only send me $1. All right? I mean, it's taxes involved in this. Okay? So just send me $1 or $2. Say, hey, good job, Prez. You're doing your thing. I like that video. I didn't know nothing about it till you showed it to me. Okay? So, and also do me on the comment section, let me know what type of videos you like to get reacted to. All right, I'm kind of funny, I'm kind of handsome. You know, if anybody you want me doing your reaction videos with, the boy is gorgeous. Okay, just let you know. So let's get to it. And without further ado, it is the real story of a black samurai.
The surviving history of the black race has been established remarkably on several grounds. One of these grounds is the samurai chapter. In this chapter, there is no other nation known more for the way of the samurai than the Japanese. It is a part of Japanese culture. However, there are two great remarkable personalities who lived in different timelines and left an indelible scar on the landmarks of history as samurais in early Japan. One in 758 AD, the other's date of birth is unknown, though many estimates point to the 1550s. They are 1. Sakanuye no Tamuramaro, and 2. Yasuke. You will eventually get to know about these great figures in a moment, but before we continue, don't forget to support our works by hitting that like button in front of you. Share with your families and friends to keep spreading our eye-opening black narrative, and kindly subscribe to stay put and help build the rising membership of the channel.
I like the white voice to talk about the black narrative. I love it. I'm not even being sarcastic.
Sakanuye no Tamuramaro, the great shogun of Japan. Of the black people of early Japan, the most picturesque single figure was Sakanuye no.
Look, and I like that they're saying black. They ain't saying African American, African, black. Okay, white people, I like to be called black. I don't know about other black people, African American, whatever you want to call it. I'm not from Africa. If I go to Africa, they're gonna look at me. Where the fuck I'm going? Ghana? Zimbabwe? I don't know. Shoot, man, they ain't gonna go over there and be a homeless man.
Tamuramaro, a warrior symbolized in Japanese history as a paragon of military virtues, and a man who has captured the attention of some of the most distinguished scholars of 20th century America. Perhaps the first such scholar to make note of Tamuramaro was Alexander Francis Chamberlain, from 1865 to 1914. An anthropologist, Chamberlain was born in Kenninghall, Norfolk, England, and was brought to America as a child. In April 1911, the Journal of Race Development published an essay by Chamberlain entitled The Contribution of the Negro to Human Civilization. While discussing the African presence in early Asia, Chamberlain stated in an exceptionally frank and matter-of-fact manner, "And we can cross the whole of Asia and find the Negro again. For when, in far-off Japan, the ancestors of the modern Japanese were making their way northward against the Ainu, the aborigines of that country, the leader of their armies was Sakanuye Tamuramaro, a famous general and a Negro." Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, from 1868 to 1963, perhaps the greatest scholar in American history, in his book, The Negro, first published in 1915, placed Sakanuye Tamuramaro within a list of some of the most distinguished black.
What's crazy? My great-grandmother was born in 1914. So when she'd have been 104 now. She died when she was 84. Just so with that, it's not too far from removed from me that W.E.D. Du Bois. I didn't know this. Now, I like watching Black history stuff because I don't know a lot about Black history. They don't teach us that, well, it ain't that they don't teach us that. You gotta. It ain't a lot of it. Okay, it ain't a lot of it. So when you hear about it, it's quite interesting for me.
Rulers and warriors in antiquity. In 1922, Carter G. Woodson, from 1875 to 1950, and Charles Harris Wesley, 1891 to 1987.
Handsome niggas.
In a chapter called Africans in History with Others, in their book, The Negro in Our History, quoted Chamberlain on Tamuramaro verbatim. In the November 1940 issue of the Negro History Bulletin, founded by Dr. Woodson, artist and illustrator Lois Mailloux Jones, from 1905 to 1998, contributed a brief article in
1905 to 1998. Wow.
Titled Sakanuye Tamuramaro. In the article, Jones pointed out that the probable number of Negroes who reached the shores of Asia may be estimated somewhat by the wide area over which they were found on that continent. Historians tell us that at one time, Negroes were found in all of the countries of Southern Asia, bordering the Indian Ocean, and along the east coast as far as Japan.
Why is that, though? Why is that? I'm asking you. It's a question I'm asking. I don't know myself. You probably don't know. Don't make no assumption. Don't say, well, Prez, black people was the first people. Hey, shut the fuck up, okay? Being the first people anywhere still. Shit, I guess that makes sense. God damn it. I don't know. Let's go.
Many interesting stories told by those who reached that distant land, which at that time they called Cipango. One of the most prominent characters in Japanese history was a Negro warrior called Sakanuye Tamuramaro. Very similar themes were expressed in 1946, In the Orient, the first section in Distinguished Negroes Abroad, a book by Beatrice J. Fleming and Marion J. Pride, in which was contained a small chapter dedicated to the Negro General of Japan, Sakanuye Tamuramaro. In fact, the list could just go on endless. Testifications upon testifications of the great Negro warrior and samurai legend of early Japan, the great Joel Augustus Rogers, 1883 to 1966, who probably did more to popularize African history than any scholar of the 20th century, and had at some point devoted several pages of the first volume of his Sex and Race to the black presence in early Japan, where he cites the studies of a number of accomplished scholars and anthropologists, and even goes as far as to raise the question, were the first Japanese Negroes? Had also mentioned Tamuramaro briefly in the first volume of World's Great Men of Color, also published in 1946. Regrettably, Rogers was forced to confess as follows: I have come across certain names in China and Japan, such as Sakanuye Tamuramaro, the first shogun of Japan, but I did not follow them up. He continued solemnly. Sakanuye Tamuramaro was a warrior symbolized in early Japanese history
Give us 3.
as a paragon of military virtues. Could it be that this was what Dr. Diop was alluding to in his first major book, Nations Negres et Culture, when he directed our attention to the tantalizing and yet profound Japanese proverb, "For a samurai to be brave, he must have a bit of black blood"?
Whoa!
The peculiarity of Tamuramaro.
Wow. Because, hey, in the Asian community, is that Asian? The Chinese, Japanese, that Asian? I don't know. They got big old noses like us. Tell you, big old foreheads. I got the little eyes, man.
Daring martial exploits as a
Hold on, I got to hear that one more time though. And you see this picture right here? I must take this picture for myself. I need to find me a samurai costume. I need to hear this quote again.
to the tantalizing and yet profound Japanese proverb, "For a samurai to be brave, he must have a bit of black blood." The peculiarity of Tamuramaro's daring martial exploits as a samurai in early Japan had given rise to the renowned Japanese proverb. Rogers must have learned of things concerning the legend that shook his very thoughts. It was said that Tamuramaro had the strength of over 100 men in him. This was no exaggeration. He often went out with few and came back conquering very many. He danced in deadly battles with some terrible intelligence for war as though it was game. His eyes and rigid hands everywhere. He was in tune with the air, was often mistaken to be more than no less than 50 people in the battlefield, killing and wounding many almost at once. His strength was beyond human, inexhaustible, his speed untrackable, leaving an unsurpassable legacy in the landmarks of history.
Nigga. Shout out to this narrator. I don't know if it's AI generated or not, but he destroyed. Like when I say destroy, that's a good thing. He's demolishing this. Man, he's killing this. Them all negative words. I'm trying to say he's doing a good job. He's doing a very good job narrating this documentary right here.
Serving Emperor Kanmu, Tamuramaro was appointed shogun and given the task of conquering the Emishi, a people native to the north of Honshu, which he subjugated. Sakanuye no Tamuramaro was indeed an outstanding Japanese military commander and samurai who lived an unsurpassable icon during the Heian period, from 794 to 1185. To say the least, he was an unmatchable guard of the early Heian royal court and imperial palace, known for his great military achievements and contributions to the early consolidation of power in Japan. Tamuramaro played a significant role in suppressing the Emishi people, who inhabited the northeastern region of Japan and resisted central government control. Appointed by the Emperor Seiwa to lead campaigns against the Emishi in the late 800s, Tamuramaro successfully led his forces in battles and played a key role in subjugating the Emishi resistance. Recent evidence suggests that a migration of Emishi from northern Honshu to Hokkaido took place sometime between the 7th and 8th centuries, perhaps as a direct result of this policy that predated Tamuramaro's appointment. However, many Emishi remained in the Tohoku region as subjects of the expanding Japanese Empire and later established independent Fushu domains. After Emperor Kanmu's death, the general continued to serve Emperor Heizei and Emperor Saga as major counselor, dainagon, and minister of war. It is said that the famous Tanabata festivals and parades of Aomori Prefecture, also celebrated in the city of Sendai in Miyagi Prefecture, which draw over 3 million people to the prefecture a year, were popularized in remembrance of Sakanuye no Tamuramaro's campaign to subdue the tribal societies then living in Tohoku. These annual Matsuri are called the Nebuta Festival in Aomori City and Neputa Festival in Hirosaki City. They feature a number of gigantic, specially constructed illuminated paper floats. These huge festival structures are colorfully painted with mythical figures, and teams of men carry them through the streets as crowds shout encouragement. Aomori's great Nebuta lanterns are said to hark back to Tamura Maro's innovative strategy in that early 9th century campaign. According to legend, the Tai shogun is remembered for having ordered huge illuminated lanterns to be placed at the top of hills. And when the curious emishi approached these bright lights to investigate, they were captured and subdued. Until the mid-1990s, the prize awarded for the best float of the parades was called the Tamura Maro Prize. However, there is no historical record that Tamura Maro went farther north than Iwata Prefecture. Tamura Maro's name is linked with payments for construction projects at Kiyomizu Temple, Kiyomizu Dera, in the late 8th century. Adwoa Asantewa B. Monroe referenced Tamura Maro in the 1981 publication What We Should Know About African Religion, History, and Culture, and wrote that he was an African warrior. He was prominent during the rule of the Japanese Emperor Kwame, who reigned from 782 to 806 AD. In 1989, Dr. Mark Hyman
Talk to us about black people.
authored a booklet entitled Black Shogun of Japan, in which he stated that the fact remains that Sakanuya Tamura Maro was an African. He was Japanese. He was a great fighting general. He was a Japanese shogun. Sakanuya no Tamura Maro is regarded as an outstanding military commander of the early Heian royal court. The Heian period, from 794 to 1185 CE, derives its name from Heian Kyo, which means the capital of peace and tranquility, and was the original name for Japan's early capital city, Kyoto. It was during the Heian period that the term samurai was first used. According to Papineau, the word comes from the very word samuaru, or better saburao, which signifies to be on one's guard, to guard. It applied especially to the soldiers who were on guard at the imperial palace. The samurai have been called the knights or warrior class of medieval Japan, and the history of the samurai is very much the history of Japan itself. For hundreds of years, until the restoration of the Meiji Emperor in 1868, the samurai were the flower of Japan and are still idolized by many Japanese. The samurai received a pension from their feudal lord and had the privilege of wearing 2 swords. They intermarried in their own caste, and the privilege of samurai was transmitted to all the children, although the heir alone received a pension. The paragon of military virtues, Sakanuye no Tamura Maro, 758 to 811, was, in the words of James Murdoch, in a sense the originator of what was subsequently to develop into the renowned samurai class. He provided in his own person a worthy model for the professional warrior on which to fashion himself and his character. In battle, a veritable war god. In peace, the gentlest of manly gentlemen and the simplest and unassuming of men.
I'm gonna end it there. My thing was not to steal from a black channel. Not steal, but it's a documentary. It's original content. So I want to do all of their content. So when I'm watching videos of people sharing DUI stops or ghost videos, I'll chop them up. I do half and half or something like that. But only gonna do half of this video. Go check out Rewriting the Black Narrative. That's a very good channel. I appreciate that video. I am actually going to end this video and finish watching it myself. I suggest you go over there and watch it too. So until next time, why don't you comment, react, share, do all that stuff us content creators actually do, but you never do. It's a little Cash App tag right there. Since you're not going to comment, react, share, and tell somebody about my channel, it must be because you want to give me some money. Some money? Yeah. Send me $2. Cash out below. Holla back. I wasn't ready. Okay. Hold on. Send me $2. Cash out below. Holla back.
First place on my kids, yeah. All I know is double time and do it big, yeah. Out here on my hustle slime, I'm out my grid, yeah.